This is why. It's easy to forget where they come from. It's easy to forget that lost and hopeless look in the eyes of the fatherless children before we are able to intervene. After doing this for 23 years, even I am guilty of that, forgetting that this is why. After all, when you look at our website and our newsletters, you see a lot of pictures of healthy, smiling children, their eyes shining with hope, a reflection of the love and care they've been given. But we must remember that this is why. Because this is what they look like when we find them. Lost, hopeless, sick, tired, and hungry. Dim eyes that reflect the hopelessness of their situation. Young eyes that have seen too much already. Is why we are called to come to the aid of orphans and widows in their time of need. Because without us, they have no hope. Without us, the least of these don't stand a chance. It's that simple, and it's that sad. This is why. Because God loves them and calls this perfect religion to come to their aid. So we intervene at that critical point when all hope has been lost. We provided this family with emergency aid first. Emergency medical to rid their skin of infestations. Medicine to clear up the infections. New clothes and food for their hungry bellies. Then, we provided them with shelter. No more sleeping on rags on a hard dirt floor inside a mud hut built as a shelter for animals. And because they are not animals, but instead God's children, we built them this house. It's humble, but we all value by comparison and by perspective, and so they refer to this as their castle. Inside, they will dine together on a table with chairs. They will lay their heads on soft pillows and sleep warm in their new bed. The children will attend school for the first time in their lives. They will attend worship service and learn about God and Jesus and be thankful for all of this is done in His name and to His glory. This is why. Look at the smiles on their faces, the hope in their eyes. Look at what can be done in just one short month. Lives saved, lives forever transformed. The love of Jesus shining in the actions of those who follow in His footsteps and His example of incomparable acts of compassion that in turn glorify His Father. This is what Orphan Sunday is all about. It is the engine that powers this mission and allows us to intervene at critical moments. This family would not have survived without our help. Now they have a chance, not only to survive, but to thrive. A chance to know God. A chance to live a life so precious to our Father in heaven that He knew them and loved them before they were even born. There are 719 million people living on less than $2 per day. 2/3 of them are children, mostly fatherless children. Most of the rest of that number are widows that struggle to even feed those children. When we help a child, we are not just helping that child. We are not just saving their life, not just providing that child with everything they need to become a whole person that love the Lord, from which all good comes. We are also helping their children. We are helping everyone they come in contact with throughout their lives. This is indeed a war for the souls of millions who inevitably become billions throughout the generations to come. They will become what they have learned in order to survive. What they become will be good, and all good comes from God, or evil. And we all know where that comes from. How they survive and the source of that survival can only come from two places. From God, through Christians just like you, or from those who don't believe and use the least of these as pawns for personal gain and evil. Lest we forget, this is why.